Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today, as promised, we have that Scottish Cup quarter-final tie at home against Raith Rovers, and we follow it up with a league game against Aberdeen. Since you were last with us, we have done pretty well. We lost 2-0 to Celtic in a game which, yes, they have the extra quality in the squad, but it was a pretty even game. In terms of chance creation, we looked pretty decent. Unfortunately, we just lacked the quality in front of goal. But overall, I was really pleased with the performance. Yes, we didn't have a lot of possession, but we did play some good stuff in there. We just couldn't find the back of the net. We drew 2-2 at home against Hearts. We were 2-0 down, and we went to an attacking mentality. Amari Benjamin and Ninge scoring his first goal for the club in that 2-2 draw. So we did well to come back from 2 goals to claim the point. We then went to Rangers and won a 1-0 win away from home. And because of how we play with the attacking mentality against Hearts, I have maintained it for these last couple of games as well. And in the away game against Rangers, again, we played really, really well. We scored from a set piece. Oscar Bagado with his first goal for the club, the centre back towering above his marker to win the header in the 71st minute. And we managed to hold on for the 3 points. And then a 1-0 draw away against Raith Rovers, in which we were very lucky to stay at that, to be honest. Raith ended up dominating the second half. And we did have a number of poor performances in that match, and we just really struggled to maintain. But we managed to get the point, and as such, we're still in 10th in the league, but we have a 10-point gap now to that bottom two. And obviously, we've still got 4 games left before the league split, and then we've got the 6 games in the league split as well. Sorry, the 5 games in the league split. And I think, to be honest, we're pretty much safe now. I'd still like 1 or 2 good results along the way, um, just to see if we can bump up the table slightly. Queen's Park have still got a couple of games in hand, so they could be in with a shout if they win those of getting into that top half of the table. But I'm happy with where we're at. The target was to avoid being relegated. We've doubled the amount of points that they had when we arrived, and we've made good progress, I think. So hopefully we can continue to build on that. And if we can get through this cup quarter final, I think that'd be a great achievement as well. We are rotating here and there as well. Rogers has started to really establish himself in goal. We've got Nolan at left back with Bagado, Tripanez, and Boyd completing that defence. Barron, Henry Francis, and Tendeng in midfield with Oru, Brown, and Ndiaye up front. Really impressed with Tendeng in the midfield. He's had some decent performances. Overall average rating just at a 6.7 at the minute, but he has had some really top performances in the process of that. Unfortunately, we have suffered a couple of injuries. Sredijevic, the left back that was in on loan, he is injured at the moment. Obviously, we know about Martins with his broken leg, and Benjamin is going to be out for a few weeks as well after he twisted his ankle. Oxborough has agreed to move away. He's leaving on a free transfer for Carlisle, who we signed Rogers from. And I suspect that Tommy Setford could end up leaving the club in the summer as well. He's lost his place, to be quite honest. He's not covered himself in glory a lot of the time, and Rogers has come in and been pretty reasonable. So he is the goalkeeper that we're going to try and build from at the back. Been a little bit disappointed with Brown recently as well. He's struggling to really push his form a little. We have changed a couple of the roles in the side as well. So we've gone for wingers rather than inside forwards, and we've pushed our striker forward as the advanced forward as well. Um, as I mentioned before, we played Raith Rovers in the league. They pretty much dominated the match, and we were very, very lucky to come away with the point. But we worked hard, and we did well to maintain that. In this cup quarter final, I'm hopeful for a better performance, and with us being at home, hopefully we can find that result. As Ndiaye tries to get in behind down that right hand side, he's supposed to be the striker today, and Henry Francis is there. That's a lovely swept finish from Jack Henry Francis. We've actually set him for release. He wanted a pay rise. We're quite tight in terms of budgets at the moment, so I've decided to let him go and try and bring in someone with a little bit more energy in that midfield. He's had a decent season, to be fair. Since we've taken over, he has done quite well in that central midfield role, but it is a position that we do need to strengthen. And unfortunately, he may be a player that we do let go. Like I say, I've set him for release. He could still sign a contract yet. King as well is another one that we're going to release at the end of the season. Here he's banned. And Barron's there, and Dye was there as well, and he smashed it off the crossbar, and that should have been 2-0, but this has been a very good start to this game for us, a much better performance already than what we had in the league game. Here's Boyd, and now Brown tries to play it in. It's taking a deflection. We couldn't quite win possession back. The clearance is only as far as Bagado, who calmly just takes his time and finds Nolan, who cuts inside, finds Henry Francis. He loses out, though. Barron does well to win possession. And Dyer, that's a lovely little pass, and Oru is in, and that is 2-0. And it's refreshing to see us score more than one goal in a game. Obviously, we were lucky against Hearts that we got the 2 goals there, but a lot of it has just been the odd goal. But this is a really, really good opportunity for us in this cup quarter final. 2-0 up here, 16 minutes in. We just need to maintain now. We've got a lead that we can just try and hold on to. Yes, we're going to stick with the attacking mentality. I don't like to go defensive. I never have done. But hopefully, with the start that we've made to this game, we can maintain. That's a good header there, and Barron picks it up and clears. And Dye now has support on the right-hand side. He's gone for Oru on the left, and Mackenzie got there first. I mean, it was the wrong pass. Farrell Brown was completely free on that right-hand side as Jackson manages to clear. And Tripinez does well to win the header over Malangu. Tendeng now into Brown, into the penalty area. It's a good effort, and he smashed it off the crossbar. And Oluwayemi couldn't get onto it. And very unlucky. Could have easily been a third goal there. And we're looking pretty good at the moment. Here's Henry Francis into Brown. Back into Henry Francis again. Barron. That's a lovely pass, and Brown is in. And again, it's come off the woodwork. Oluwayemi with the save onto the post this time. And now Tendeng gets the strike away, but it's quite a way over. And it remains 2-0, but we are showing some very, very good opportunities here. And we're playing some very nice football. Barron with a free kick, and that's off the woodwork as well. 2-0 up, and we've hit the woodwork 3-4 times now. And we're just over the half an hour mark. Raith don't deserve to be in this game at all, but they've got an opportunity here, and they've taken it. Casada Thorne, who scored against us regularly while we were at Hibernian as well. It's 2-1 now. Raith Rovers right back in it, despite our domination in the opening half an hour. And this is a concern, to be quite honest, because, as I mentioned before, all these opportunities that have hit the woodwork, if they go in, it's game over. We need to be just that little bit more clinical. Yes, we've come close, but we do need to keep an eye on things. It's been a very good first half performance, though. I've got no qualms with it at all, but we do need to be very wary of what Raith Rovers can do. And Nieheim there with the effort, and Rogers, slightly unconventional, but he claimed it nonetheless. And it remains 2-1. But again, as in the league game, Raith Rovers starting the second half very, very brightly. Here's Oru into Tendeng, and it's a poor pass, and Malangu is in, and Malangu, it's a great save from Rogers. His positional play there wasn't the best, but he managed to make a very good save. But again, right at the start of the second half, that's 2 attempts in 2 minutes, and this is exactly what happened in the league game. And Ndiaye's header goes straight to the set piece take from Bagado into Tendeng to get it clear. Again, it's really awkward because I want to encourage the team, but they don't respond well to it when you're winning. If you tell them to focus, they get unhappy about that as well. We'll just have to leave it as is. We've got a few players struggling fitness-wise as well, so we're going to just pause there for a minute. Tendeng is going to have to come off for Ahmed. The 2 wingers are going to come off as well. Saying that, but looks of things, we've got no cover on that left-hand side on the bench either. We'll give Murdoch an opportunity and Longwell. And Dyer can go out onto the right, Murdoch on the left. Longwell can come on up front. He's not seen a lot of game time recently, so it'd be quite nice for him to get a run out. And Boyd is struggling for fitness as well. So Leon King for a rare opportunity to play in defence. We'll confirm those changes, but Mackenzie here with a throw into Nieheim. Back to Mackenzie again, and now Nieheim again. McKellar looking to switch the play. Nolan does well with the header. Tendeng, poor pass again. Lazy passing. And Band is in. And Band has equalised for Raith Rovers. And this is exactly what happened in the league game. The second half, they just completely destroyed us. And it doesn't matter if you stay attacking or not. We're going to demand more. Raith Rovers with the chance to go ahead now. And this is something similar to happened against Livingston early in our tenure here as well. We took a 2-goal lead, ended up 3-2 down, and managed to salvage an equaliser. We've demanded more from the lads, and we're going to do it again. We really need the lads to pick it up here. Can we find a way to get a win? And in the end, Raith Rovers really deserve to win the game. They've had more attempts on target. They've been the better side. And again, after first half dominance, they have come out in the second half and completely destroyed us. And we'll tell the lads that we're not happy with the performance because that second half was unacceptable. Barron with the delivery into the penalty area, and Trippinet was there, and again, a Louis Amy just about keeping it out. And of course, the missed opportunities in the first half, we revert back to that. 4 times we hit the woodwork. Here's Iverson. Into McKellar, Jose Ricardo. Into McKellar. Trippinet with the interception. Henry Francis now needs support. Finds Murdoch on this left-hand side. He just keeps the ball in. Lays it back into Nolan, who crosses it. And Dye's there at the far post. And it's a really well-worked goal. And Aziz Ndiaye, with his second goal of the season, has restored our advantage in the game. It's 3-2. Could we be heading for the Scottish Cup semi-final? Obviously, we're not going to be winning it. There's far better teams left in the competition. But that is a very good header from Aziz Ndiaye. And based on what we've seen in terms of chances, I think we deserve to win the game. But at the same time, based on our second half performance, Raith Rovers will feel hard done by. Here's Barron with a free kick and a Louis Amy doing well just to tip it wide. And it remains 3-2 as we approach half-time in extra time. There's players that are absolutely shattered out there as well. Barron's corner, whipped in, it's cleared away. Trippinet into Barron. A chopping challenge there from Yazbek. And we've actually got a couple of changes that we can make. And Dye's struggling. So we're going to get Ninge on up front and we'll get Kieran Pearce on at centre-back. Saying that, I mean, defensively, we're actually looking pretty good, to be fair. Need a change in midfield, don't we, really? We'll take, I mean, again, the players in midfield that are playing well as well. We'll take Barron off, though. And we'll bring on Kieran Pearce. We'll leave Ahmed in that central midfield. And hopefully, with that extra defender just in there, we'll just hold out to get into the Cup semi-final. I mean, it's been a very topsy-turvy game, hasn't it? We've had twice as many attempts at goal, but in terms of shots on target, Raith aren't very far behind. Ray here into Marley. Gets the crossing. Fitzpatrick at the far post. Opportunity knocking. Iverson off the post. Stevenson chopped down by Ndiaye. Williams, it's cleared away. And incidentally, the substitutions haven't taken place yet. I don't think. Have they taken place? They may have taken place, I'm not sure. So the changes haven't taken place, and Vegard Iverson has scored the equaliser in the last few seconds of the match. And again, from a defensive perspective, it's not good enough. We've made the changes now, just in time for the penalties. And incidentally, I don't think those changes have actually taken place in the end. How bizarre. So the changes in the end didn't get made at all. A bit confused by that one. Here's Barron with the first penalty. Converted. We take the lead. And again, a very frustrating game. We hit the woodwork 4 times in that first half. Iverson here scores past Rodgers with ease. And we've got to be better defensively. Here's Longwell, and he converts as well. So far, so good. Yazbek stepping up. Rodgers, I mean, he could make himself a hero today. I mean, he's had a pretty good start to his career here, to be honest. He's been left in the lurch a couple of times today, so I don't really blame him for anything. James Nolan with an opportunity and converts his as well. 3-2. We need a save. Stevenson stepping up for Raith Rovers. Rodgers goes the wrong way, and it is 3-3. Ndiaye stepping up. He's had a very good game today, incidentally, Ndiaye. I really hope he can convert this one. And he smashes it in very comfortably. Oluyemi didn't get near it. And now McKellar stepping up. Takes his time. And again, a very easy conversion. And now the goalkeeper really looking like making a save at the moment. This is Ahmed. With the penalty, and it's right into that bottom corner. Really good penalty from Ahmed. And now the pressure, really, is on Rodgers and the Raith Rovers penalty taker. Can Rodgers make a save here? It's Ray who's stepping up for Raith Rovers. A Rodgers save puts us in the Cup semi-final. It's Ray, and it's in. And again, Rodgers didn't really look convincing with that either. King now. Sudden death penalties. Leon King scores the penalty. It's a decent penalty, but he didn't get it right in the corner. If Oluyemi really commits to going the right way there, he's probably saving that. 6 out of 6 for us. And now Williams stepping up for Raith Rovers. He's actually got an injury knock as well. Rodgers against Williams. And Williams converts it emphatically into that top corner. And now it's Murdoch's chance. And Murdoch converts his penalty as well. And again, Oluyemi going the right way. If he commits to it, he potentially saves that. But it's a good penalty nonetheless. 7-6. Is this going to be one of those penalty shootouts that just lasts forever and ever and ever? It's Marley now against Rodgers. Come on, Rodgers. Let's see a save. It's Marley, and Rodgers went the right way but couldn't get to it. And now Henry Francis. And, oof, God, Oluyemi got a touch on that one, but couldn't keep it out. We just about hold on here. It's 8-7. All penalties have been converted. Fitzpatrick stepping up now for Raith Rovers. Can Rodgers make himself a hero this time? Fitzpatrick. Rodgers goes the right way, and again, it's a good penalty into the top corner. And Rodgers couldn't quite get to it. It's Tripanez now, the captain. And he fires it into the corner as well. It's another very good penalty. It's all hands on deck here. And Rodgers, can he make a save? Jose Ricardo stepping up now for Raith Rovers. Against Rodgers. And Rodgers makes the save. He guesses the right way. And we've finally managed to make our way through to the Cup semi-final. Overall, we had twice as many attempts at goal as Raith Rovers. In terms of shots on target, it was relatively even. I think we just about deserved to go through. But we made a lot of hard work of that. And twice we threw Leeds away there. We got the result in the end, but we certainly need to sort ourselves out a little bit defensively. I know we're on the attacking mentality, and at times it'll leave a shot at the back, but it's just, it's difficult. If you drop back from the attacking mentality, you invite pressure onto you, and we had enough pressure on us anyway. And this is another issue that I was thinking about at the same time, and it's very, very difficult to make those amendments mid-game. But we've done really, really well there. There's not a lot of reward money, to be fair, but we are into the semi-final. A goal and 2 assists from Ndiaye, an excellent performance from him. And we've got 8 days until the game against Aberdeen. Hopefully the lads recover quickly, and hopefully we can continue our decent little run in the league. Okay then, guys, here we go. We are at home against Aberdeen. Of course, they were the league champions a year or two ago, so we know that this is going to be a tough game. Um, I'm toying with the idea of moving back to a positive mentality, but with the attacking mentality, we have managed to get some results along the way, so it's really difficult to find that balance. In the Scottish Cup semi-final, we're up against Queen's Park, so we've got a potential cup final that we could reach here. The other semi-final is Celtic against Aberdeen. So again, anything can happen. Um, I'm still reasonably comfortable with where we stand in the league. Livingston play St Johnstone today, though, so they could close a gap today. Um, Obviously, not to within touching distance as such, but they still could close the gap a little bit. And it is something that we'll have to be mindful of. Rogers is in goal today. Sredijevic is back at left back with Bagado, Trippier and Boyd. Baron, Henry Francis and Tendeng in the midfield with Oru, Brown and Ndiaye as the front three. Fingers crossed. If we can get some kind of a result against Aberdeen, there's certainly going to be a lot of positivity in the squad. Obviously, we already gained a lot of that from the win that we had against Rangers as well. So we've certainly seen improvements in the side, that is for sure. We're certainly a little bit more resilient, um, but we do struggle to hold on to leads. And I think um, that's something that we're going to have to certainly look into when it comes to the summer. Um, Speaking of which, we have managed to gain a bit more of a transfer kitty for that for next season, but the board will only give us £300,000, even though we've got 4.5 million in the bank. So it's pretty tight fisted at the moment. Um, Unfortunately, they really good start to the game, but the goal's been disallowed, so it remains 0-0. Sava here with the free kick immediately from it, and I am praying they don't go and score because it would be a little bit harsh on us, especially after having that goal disallowed. Here's Oru charging down the left-hand side. He certainly seems to suit the winger role a lot better, Oru. He certainly seems to be playing a lot better. Barron hit into Henry Francis. It's a good effort, and again off target. He's got to be hitting the target from there. He had the time and had the space. He needs to hit the target. Here's Bagado, who seems to be settling into a rhythm at centre-back as well for us, which is good to see. Oru does well with that header. Sredijevic into Bagado. Get back to Sredijevic. And now Bagado again, just holding on to possession. And now Tripanez, just trying to find a little bit of space, really. And we're struggling to break through the lines at the moment. Bagado into Tripanez again. Finds Henry Francis. And again, we've just been caught out there. And now Trasoldi, who was a thorn in our side at Hibernian. He scored so many goals against us. And Gorman has put Aberdeen in front. And we tried to find that killer pass too soon. And it's just bitten us, basically. And that kind of finish is what Henry Francis should have done at the other end momentarily before. And we've had a goal disallowed, we've missed a good chance, and then they've gone at the other end and scored. That is the nature of it. We're not clinical enough. Here is Barron into Henry Francis, and now Tendeng has support ahead of him, and Dye is in, and then Dye smashes it in, and I'm hoping he's stayed on side now. I'm not too sure he has, you know. 2 goals disallowed in the opening 15 minutes. I mean, Ndiaye's was marginal, but Brown, I don't know. I don't know if his was marginal as well, but this is the kind of fortune we've had at times. We just can't quite get things right at the moment. And it's not through playing badly. We just can't seem to get that finishing aspect of our game sorted at the moment. And again, we've been the better side. They've had the one attempt on target, Aberdeen, and scored it. And we've created twice as many opportunities, and we've had 2 goals disallowed. And We've been very, very unlucky. And we'll let the lads know that because I think it has been a bit of a harsh first half for us, really. Boyd here with the throw into Brown. Can he get the ball into the penalty area? Henry Francis can, and Oru's there at the far post. That's a really good header from James Oru. He headed it actually back across the goalkeeper, and the easiest thing to do, really, would have been to head it into the same corner that where he was stood, but to head it across the way he did, he's got a lot of quality, that goal. It's a lovely delivery from Henry Francis, and that header is excellent. That's a really, really good bit of play from that midfield. And finally, one of the goals stands, and we find ourselves deservedly level. Livingston are ahead against St Johnstone, so they could actually go above St Johnstone as things stand as well. Here's Sredijevic into Tendeng. And now Bagado into Triponez. Can he break that line in the midfield again? Yes, he can. Henry Francis does get onto it, but he couldn't turn. And this is the thing, we need a little bit more quickness in there. That time he does manage it though, and he's found Farrell Brown, who fires it in, and Ndiaye is there, and it's clipped the inside of the post, but we are now ahead, and deservedly so. As I mentioned before, the 2 goals that were disallowed were very marginal. We deserve to be in front, and we are. And this team has come on leaps and bounds since we took over. It was a tough start, but we seem to have found a system that works, and we will, again, we'll keep with the attacking mentality. And I think it's just going to be a case of finding the right players to fit the system and try and build on this kind of form that we can find. Here's Kevin with the corner, plays it short to Duncan. Good block from Brown, but it still falls and the ball's in. And there is Nicola Tresoldi. And again, he scored against us all the time when we were at Hibernian as well. And again, we've thrown away a lead. And we're going to pause there because we've got a lot of tired legs at the moment. Tendeng's been the worst performer, but he's not the one that's tired. Dear me. We'll get Ahmed on and King in the midfield. Sredijevic can come off as well. He's struggling for fitness, so Nolan can come on. We'll leave it at that for now, I think, to be honest. We've got options there, and I'm just hopeful that we can finish this job and just find a way to win again. Here's Ndiaye. That's a good effort. He smashed it off the crossbar. Again, I am sick of hitting the woodwork. It just happens so regularly at the moment. And we're going to offer some encouragement because, again, we deserve to be winning this game. We really do deserve to win this game. But Aberdeen, again, they've just got that quality in front of goal and they've managed to hold on. Here's Ndiaye, and he's too slow in getting rid of it. And it's fallen almost there for Kevin Triponez with a fantastic header clear. And Farrell Brown picks it up down this right-hand side. He's not the quickest, unfortunately, but he's done well with his run. Lays it back to King, and now Tendeng, who nods it on for Ndiaye. And we just didn't really have control of the ball there in that final third. Panzo into Morales, and now Kevin and Aberdeen are now starting to build momentum themselves. And Tresoldi into Gorman. And Tresoldi's making his way into the penalty area, and we need to track his run. Duncan plays it in. Ahmed intercepts. Triponez has lost it, and Gorman has scored. And, you know, we don't deserve that. Well, it's been disallowed for offside, so we've gotten away with it a little. We don't deserve to lose this game. This is the thing, and I mean the players are shattered as well. We've had a lot of games recently. We're going to offer some encouragement right at the end, and we've managed to draw. If you'd have offered me the draw at the start of the game, we'd have certainly taken it. Aberdeen sat in 4th place in the league. It's a good point for us, but again, we've thrown away a lead, and we just need to just knuckle down a little bit defensively. I know we're on the attacking mentality, and you'll probably be screaming at me to stop doing it. But since we've gone to this attacking mentality, we've looked a lot better going forward. And we actually look like a team that can score goals. On the positive mentality, we didn't look like we could. So we've got to be playing like this, but it does leave us susceptible at the back. And I think the lack of quality largely is in that holding midfield role. I think if we can sort something out in there, we might be able to sort ourselves out a bit defensively. I think we're okay at the back. We can find improvements in the summer, then obviously we will do. But it's going to be very, very difficult in the summer, I think, to find players of real quality depending on the financial aspect of the club as well. I mean, at the moment, we've got nearly £5 million in the bank, but they'll only up everything to 300,000 for the transfer budget next year. And next year's guaranteed wage budget is 75,000 a week, and we're spending that already. So there's not going to be a lot of room to manoeuvre, I don't think. If we can possibly get more transfer revenue, that might help. But we'll have to see how things go. So in terms of when we're going to come back, we'll get just a few games out of the way against St Johnstone, Queen's Park and Kilmarnock. We'll have the Scottish Cup semi-final and then the first game of the league split. And hopefully, if we can maintain a couple of results, we might be safe. But we'll see what happens from there. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.